Before we dive into today's episode, I have something truly special to share. Next September, I'll be leading an intimate women's retreat through the south of France and northern Italy, and you're invited. Picture this: mornings exploring the colorful markets of the French Riviera, afternoons sipping wine, and a hotel view with golden Mediterranean sunsets. Whether you love photography, food, or just want to reconnect with your playful creative self, this trip is designed for you. Spots are limited, so if all this sounds like your kind of adventure, please visit tourwithabsolutely.com and look for the tour France and Italy with Crystal. You can also send me a message or check out the show notes. Hey guys, my name's Crystal Kenny, and I'm in love with creating. All things artistic and imagination involved. I'm an American girl who chased her creative dreams all the way to Paris, France, making a living using photography. This podcast takes you inside the stories of all the artsy folks I've met along the way and gives you that extra push to discover your creative gifts. The desire to create is deeply inside each and every one of us, and I give you the tools and inspiration to find a new way of living a more creative life. This is La Vie Creative, the podcast. So welcome to the show, Charlotte. How are you today?
Really well. Happy to be with you. This is exciting and I'm honored to be featured.
Yes, I was lucky enough to visit your beautiful boutique, and you have so many amazing clothes and designs. And I mean, we're going to get into all of it, but I always like to start with asking where you're from and what brought you to Paris.
Well, actually, I was born and raised in Paris, so
A real Parisian.
I'm a real Parisian, 100% Parisian.
We don't have many of those. You guys are a rare breed, I feel like. It's such an international city.
It is, but I think that's what makes Paris magical as well, is the fact that it's full of talents from all over the world, and we need diversity.
Exactly.
You make Paris magical as well.
Oh, thank you. Well, I want to talk a little bit about your beautiful boutique. You feature children's clothing. Tell us more about the boutique.
So first, I have to say it's not my boutique. It was founded by our designer, who's 76 years old, but she spends 90% of her time in our atelier, which is actually in Madagascar, and I'm the one running the boutique. And I've been there for now 8 years. I began as an intern and I never stopped. So it was love at first sight. And I've been growing with the boutique. At our beginnings, we didn't have an e-shop, which we now do. And yes, have I replied to your question more or less?
Yeah, you brought some new business ideas to the shop.
Yes. Well, it was... everything was possible. So, as I said, I began as an intern. At the beginning, we didn't even have tags on the dresses. And little by little, we improved, we changed, we experimented. It's still an ongoing journey. So
Yeah,
you always have to innovate and be open to new ideas, especially when running a boutique these days. It's not enough to just have a physical store. You need to bring people to come to the boutique.
Of course, and be online and marketing. It's just like any business. We constantly have to evolve.
Absolutely.
And talk a little bit about the dresses your boutique makes. Like, what's special about them?
So we like to say we're the kingdom of dresses, because that's what we're famous for. Our dresses, they're all handmade in our own atelier. So as I was saying, our designer, she's called Monique Dimby. She's the one picking every fabric and deciding on every design. And we're specialized in smoked and embroidered dresses. So smokes is when you pleat the fabric and then you embroider on top. And it's traditional craftsmanship, which is somewhat disappearing. So we're very committed to keeping it alive. And it was actually the French nuns who went to Madagascar, and they taught the locals this know-how. And it became part and parcel of the country's culture. And it still is to this day. But even in Madagascar, it's something we have to keep alive, and we're actually passing it down within our team. And our dresses, we make one per size only to make them really unique. So say you take the blue dress in a size 2 years, no other child will have that exact same dress in a 2 years, and we'll never make it twice.
Wow, that's amazing. They're all very custom and special. And we just recently did pictures of your Christmas dresses, your holiday dresses. They're gorgeous. And I love the embroidery designs. Like, so the owner, does she decide on all those designs? She works with the embroiderers on that in Madagascar.
Absolutely. It's a bit like a beehive. So she's the queen of the bees. She's the one who she will find the fabric. That's a task she will never delegate. She really needs to. She's like a child in a candy store. She has to be almost physically attracted to the fabrics, to touch it, to feel it. And then she'll decide on the design, the exact colors of the thread. And then the dress will literally go into the hands of all the team. So we have 2 men, they're the ones cutting the fabric. And it may seem like a simple task, but cutting in the right width, being careful about the bias, all these details is really important. And then we have those making the smokes, those specialized in the embroideries, those doing the finishings. So yes, everyone has their own role, and it's really the final result is one of teamwork.
And around how many dresses do you make every month?
So we make about 250 pieces, knowing that it's mainly dresses, but we also have little matching outfits for boys, a few tops. We have a little bit of hair bows, and but a dress can take up to more than a day's work for. Well, it will go into the hands of everyone, but if you split it up, it's about 10 dresses per team member.
Wow, yeah, so much work goes into every piece. I mean, obviously, it's not like your average like assembly line.
No. It's quite a unique system, and it works well for us. But definitely not the basic production system. That's for sure.
And what would you say some of the differences between children's fashion in France versus America, for example?
Well, a little secret, I have to be honest, I've never been to the US myself, so I'll try and answer, but I may be mistaken. And well, even us and French children's fashion, we're one of a kind. People often say that this no longer exists. We're almost the only ones to still hand make all our dresses. We're often told that the quality of our fabric is really good, and it's true that it's a shame in many brands because we consider that it has to be practical. The level of the quality level of the fabric isn't always there, and that's something we're really careful about. We think that yes, they're children, yes, they'll outgrow the clothes, but they can be passed down, they can be cherished, and hopefully given to either a sister, a cousin, or even the person's own child in 20 years. So we like to think them as timeless pieces, and therefore they need to be of really good quality.
Yeah, they can be upcycled. And I mean, that used to be such a common thing with clothing. It was well made, it was passed down for generations, and you just don't see that anymore.
Absolutely. And one other thing is all our dresses twirl. They have a special skirt lining, and the spin factor is very important to us.
I like the spin factor. And talk a little bit about the creativity that goes into running the boutique and the e-shop. What are some of your day-to-day?
Well, I'll say creativity is about transforming the ordinary into extraordinary. It's about, viewing the world with new eyes, maybe bringing the unexpected together, taking new paths, exploring, taking risks sometimes too, and maybe always allowing ourselves to dream, to go beyond what meets the eye. Yes, it's a brick and mortar boutique with dresses, but we like to see It is, a magical place out of time and space, somewhere where we can really welcome each one as a friend, almost as family. And yes, I think it does involve creativity, also setting up the window displays and explaining the story behind each piece. Creativity isn't just about being an artist. People usually think of creativity as, I don't know, painting or sculpture or cinema. But yes, I really believe there is creativity in handling a boutique. And same, the e-shop. There are millions of e-shops out there, but making yourself stand out, presenting the dresses under another angle, constantly updating the e-shop, social media as well, the DNA you give to your Instagram page, the words you use, all of that, that's creativity.
Definitely. There's so many different aspects that people just don't think about. And talk a little bit about what you think the future is for children's clothing. I mean, as you said, it's a dying industry to create these one-of-a-kind pieces to make them special. Do you think that it will make a comeback? Do you think we'll have fast fashion forever? What are your feelings about that?
Well, I think we need to be very flexible to constantly innovate and adapt, because we don't know what tomorrow will be made of. I mean, we saw it with COVID. No one could have predicted it. And those who survived were those who were able to, to adapt, to find new ways, new methods, to deal with the unexpected. And I really think that's the key. So knowing that nothing is set in stone and being willing to change and to take new paths. And our dresses will always stay timeless and classic, but still they have to be adapted to new needs, to new trends, to new colors. So yes, it's about, I think, being ready to change. As long as you're ready to change, there'll always be a way. Changing, but still staying. It's a subtle balance, because you have to change to innovate, but you have to stay true to your heart and to your values, and that you shouldn't compromise on. Well, at least that's what we believe in.
Definitely. You have to evolve, but still keep your values. And I really see that with the dresses you guys create, because even me as a child in like the 80s, like I remember having some of those dresses, but yours are more like updated, but still classic, which is really beautiful. And I think all little girls really love those like twirling aspects and like the big princess dresses. I mean, it makes you feel really beautiful.
It does. And I think there's an inner child in each of us, and celebrating childhood is something which will always be there, whatever happens. So we need to keep that alive.
Definitely. I couldn't agree more. And talk a little bit about some of your favorite designs from the shop.
Ooh, that's a hard question, because each time I think I have a favorite, another one comes up. But I'd say we have one very special design, which is our Princess Charlotte dress, which is a dress that was worn by Princess Charlotte of Cambridge during her royal tour in Canada in 2016. And that's one of the only dress we re-edit. We have to admit that's the one which we don't make one per size of. And what's also lovely is we love to interact with the families we dress. A lot of them have become, well, part of our family. We've been dressing them for years, and they inspire us. We love getting new challenges, and often one mum will give an idea for a theme, which will result into one dress, and then it will make other little girls happy. And it's really sweet when, I don't know, say a mum in the US once, we had the case, it was a rainbow bow themed dress. So we created one for her daughter, and then we had it on our e-shop, and the dress made happy little girls in Paris, in Japan, in the US, in Australia. So it was really special to spread the joy. And I think that's my favorite part of the dresses, is bringing smiles to little girls and making dreams come true.
Definitely. And I love how they become part of the family too, because you're creating such a special thing for each and every little person.
Absolutely. Little they may be, but very special they are, these little people.
And tell us some of your favorite places to visit in Paris. I mean, you are a Parisian, you've been there your whole life. Talk about some of your favorite museums, restaurants.
So I'm a very left bank person. As you know, Parisians are quite specific. Once they're on one side of the bank, they stay on that side. So I'm very fond of, the boutique is in the 6th and I live in the 6th. And, my favorite place is literally 2 minutes away is the Luxembourg Gardens. I love the way it's filled with all these statues, and it always makes me laugh when we have Americans. I'm very proud to say that we have our Statue of Liberty inside it. And I also love Le Bon Marché, which I think has a really different aesthetic from all the other department stores. Maybe because it was the oldest, and because it inspired the book from Émile Zola, and I think that gives it a special feel as well. Museums, I think we're so privileged in Paris. You could spend days, if not years, visiting all the museums. Recently, I went to see the Hôtel de la Marine, which used to be where it used to belong to the French Navy, and they have amazing buildings, and it's now become a museum. And the view upon La Place de la Concorde is really beautiful. So that's one of my latest discoveries.
Yeah, it's gorgeous there. I did a photo shoot there years ago, and I was just like, wow, this place is really special. And it's kind of new, really. So people need to discover that.
Absolutely.
And talk a little bit about something you wish people knew about running a boutique. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, well, a dream to run a boutique in Paris. It sounds so nice. What's something that you wish more people knew about that?
Well, it is very nice. I have to admit, I really enjoy it. I often say it's my second home. It is a lot of work because these days you really, even if you have a boutique in one of the best places in Paris, it's not enough. So you need to be prepared to not just have pretty products and a pretty window display, but think out of the box to make yourself known. And it's also very much of a roller coaster. So not one day is like another, which at the same time is great because you never know what's going to happen, but you have to be prepared for very quiet days, really busy one. And it's a school of life as well because you meet people from all ages, all backgrounds, and we're all humans. So we're really lucky. Honestly, we have the sweetest people coming in, and it's always for gifts, always for good news. So we're really privileged, but I think you learn a lot as well because personalities are different, characters are different, and yes, you have to adapt, and it's I feel like I'm traveling the world and discovering new cultures while staying in my little boutique. So
yeah, definitely. You're meeting so many different people and providing for so many different cultures. So it's a lot of personalities.
Yes, I think when running a boutique, you have to remember that it's not just about selling; it's about human contact.
Definitely. It goes with any kind of business. It's more about people than the actual product.
Absolutely.
And talk about some advice for first-time families visiting Paris. Are there any places you recommend for kids in Paris or any of your favorite places for families?
I'd say it's nicer to come in spring or summer because Paris is a city which is beautiful to explore by foot. and that's easier when the weather's nice. Do bring a pram though, as the distances can be a bit long. Honestly, the French are very kid-friendly, so you'll be more than welcome in restaurants, in cafes. That won't be a problem. Carousels are always a big hit with children, and it's good to. There's a lot to explore in Paris, but there's magic at every street corner. So maybe no need to specifically pack your days with 1,000 museums. Sometimes just wandering is a great way to explore as well. And if you do visit museums, I'd recommend taking family tours because otherwise it can be a little bit overwhelming. Paris and Beyond has an amazing scavenger hunt for the Louvre and for the Musée d'Orsay. Another great one is Zoe's Paris Petit. And of course, when coming to Paris with a family, book a photo shoot. It will make memories to last forever.
I couldn't agree more. It's so true. There's so many great places for kids, and there's just some great places to follow to get some more ideas for that. And talk about how you would define creativity in your own words.
Well, I believe I sort of did already at the beginning, no? I mean, I can do it again.
Yeah, just talk a little bit about like just creativity in general. Because you were talking about the creativity of running the boutique.
Okay.
But maybe just a little bit of like creativity in your own words.
Well, I think first of all, there's not one definition of creativity. There's no right or wrong. It's important to believe in our own talents. As Oscar Wilde said, be yourself. Everybody else is taken. Creativity, I'd say it's a journey. It's an adventure. You can't really be creativity upon demand. Don't rush it. It's about trusting the process. Sometimes it will be baby steps and other days big leaps, and that's just fine. And that's just what creativity is. It doesn't have to be spectacular. It's transforming the ordinary into extraordinary. I think children are very creative. Viewing the world through the eyes of a child is perhaps the best way to be creative.
I completely agree. Kids are shameless, They're just out there having a great time experimenting and not caring what other people think. So we can learn a lot from them.
Absolutely. And they have no barriers. Sky's the limit. And we tend to forget that too often.
And what tools have helped you on your creative journey? Is there anything you do or read or listen to that helps inspire you?
Well, I think first others. Yes, we have our own talents, but we need others, and every encounter, every discussion is an opportunity to have new ideas, to question oneself, to discover a new perspective and angle. In our very busy, fast-paced and noisy world, I think having your own inner space, be it through religion, through meditation, maybe sports, whatnot, it's important to have your own inner bubble. Nature as well, even when living in a big city, just taking just that second to admire the golden leaves or to smell flowers is important. And personally, I love quotes, and they guide me daily and help me to become a better person, and sometimes also to express my emotions. And I'm very fond of, at the boutique with our designer, we're very fond of the Little Prince, who said in particular, it's truly useful since it is beautiful. And another one we love is, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. That's another one we love. And last but not least, the only wealth is man.
I love those. Those are really beautiful. I love quotes too. They're so inspiring and just help you put your words together.
Absolutely.
And what advice do you have for people who are dreaming of doing something creative, but they're not sure where to start?
Well, I'd say maybe take the risk, because there's no right, there's no wrong, and maybe there's forms of creativity that haven't been invented yet, and they're yours to. There's space for you. There's always space for you. I'd say stay true to your values. Never compromise on that, and do it with passion. Do it with your heart.
I love that. That's great advice. All great advice. And talk a little bit about where people can connect with you, check out the shop, check out online.
So we have one unique boutique in Paris, which is called L'Île aux Fées. We're, as I said, right by the Luxembourg Gardens in the 6th, 66 rue Notre-Dame-des-Champs. We also have our e-shop, which is called Charlotte C. Dimby. It has a different name because no one could understand the boutique name, which means Fairy Island, which we really love, but was a little tricky for non-French speakers. Mm-hmm. And on our e-shop, we can ship worldwide. Otherwise, we're very active on Instagram, so you can connect there as well, or email, and we'll always be happy to answer any question you may have. And we're really here to make dreams come true. So if you need flower girl dresses or matching outfits, or if your child is mad about unicorns, we'll always be ready to go above and beyond to try and help.
I love that. And the shop is beautiful. You guys definitely have to visit on your next visit to Paris. Whether you have a child or not, just go in and say hi to Charlotte.
Oh, please do.
And thanks so much for sharing with us today.
Thanks so much for tuning in to La Vie Creative. You can find more information on MissParisPhoto.com. And if you enjoyed this show, please feel free to share and spread the word for all my creative guests. We have the power to help them to keep doing what they love. See you next time.